Good afternoon. So I am Dr. Nagaraja, Head of Project Coordinating Unit. ICR, ACRP and small millets. We are working on small millets. So of course, small millets are cereals, and we call them as nutri-cereals because of the nutritional profiles. So we have actually 9 nutri-cereals. So all these millets are not actually cereals. So rice, maize, wheat, oat, they're all cereals, but not millets. They are coarse-grained cereals. So millets are all small-grained cereals. So I just would like to tell you about how the breeding efforts are being made from the University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore. So of course, all these millets. So about 131 countries are growing these millets. So already I have a list of millets. So these pearl millet and sorghum also the millets, and they are not small millets. Finger millet, foxtail, kodo, little, proso, barnyard, and brown top. They are small millets. We call them as minor millets. Sometimes we call them as trunadhanyaгаlu. So totally we are working on 9 millets. We call them as navadhanyaгаlu. So of course, so they are all ancient food grains. I just would like to tell you, these are the first domesticated plants in the globe actually. So these millets are traditional, and about 59 crore people in Asia, of course in Africa, they are growing these millets. So as I mentioned, we have actually history of more than 3,000 years. They are all heritage crops. So many times actually these crops are grown for, so we actually designated as eco-friendly, and they are actually suffered with very few pests and diseases. So they are all rain-fed crops, rich millet crop diversity we have in India, hardy crops, catch crops. Many times they are all physiologically very efficient and not actually. So they have wide adaptation, and of course, we are sure of getting harvest even in the adverse climatic condition. Definitely, we get some quantity of seeds, reliable harvest. So they are all, of course, nutritionally rich, integral part of local food traditions. So, and now actually drastic area depletion is there. That I would like to say afterwards. So these millets are regionally important crops, and so this finger millet is not our crop actually. It is introduced crop. So from India, the barnyard millet, kodo millet, little millet are originated in India only, but not other millets. And regional specific major growing states, just have a look here. So finger millet is known for Karnataka and then to Maharashtra. So now actually Uttarakhand is also taking lead, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. And little millet is, of course, it is there in Karnataka, but major Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, some part of Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Orissa is also growing this little millet. Kodo millet is also Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. Little part is there in for kodo millet. Barnyard in Karnataka, it is not there. Of course, we have started working on barnyard also, and little part and near these Tumkur places, we have seen this barnyard millet. Foxtail, of course, North Karnataka, it is a major crop, and Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, major in Goya, you can see. Proso is also there. So proso, so in Karnataka, some parts of Karnataka growing this proso millet. Brown top, this is recent crop. So now actually it is catching up. It is a very important crop now. It has become. University of Agricultural Sciences Bangalore released the first variety for farming community. So of course, area production, if we take, so highest among all the Navadhanyaгаlu 9 cereals or millets, the sorghum takes the first place, and then so this little millet, or sorry, pearl millet. Pearl millet is the first one, and then the sorghum, and among the small millets, finger millet is actually leading. So production also likewise, the productivity, if you take the highest in Finger millet, of course, next to a finger millet, pearl millet is also there. And percent contribution, I just would like to tell afterwards. So global scenario, if you take Africa is a leading place, and as much as 488 lakh hectare so area is under millets. So in Asia, actually India is actually leading. So India produces more than 170 lakh ton millets. So that is 80% of Asia and 20% of global production. So contribution. So global average of the millets is 12.25 to 12.3 quintal per hectare. India alone actually 12.4 quintal per hectare. So this is actually productivity of the millets concerned. So now I just would like to tell something about the area decline in area production and the millets in small millets. So of course, area under millet decreased by 20 million hectare. So and then productivity, but not the productivity. Productivity increased by 2.5 times because of high yielding varieties. We have actually released and bred many varieties and given to the farming community. So till 1970, so millets were 20% of total food grain basket. But unfortunately, it is now only 6%. So that is the fate of millets. So next, area production and yield of millets during this is the tenure I have given 12 to 21 I have collected. So area change, decline in area by 46%, and the production nearly 25%, but yield, so yield productivity is increased by 40%, but not the area and production. So despite the steep decrease in 46% area under these millets, so due to 40% increase in the productivity, so there is actually not reduction in the production. So this I wanted to tell you. So now area decline has been compensated by, of course, productivity gain. So invention of many varieties and of many varieties in small millets. So reasons, I just would like to tell some reasons, maybe due to the poor policy support and policy support favorable to the commercial crops like soybean, sunflower. They took more advantage because of the policy matters, and the consumption side and the preference of food consumption is also different. In the urban areas, they want to take more of ready to eat food products, easily available of rice and wheat varieties, and of course subsidized rate through PDS social status attached to fine cereals. There are actually the main culprits for decline in the area and consumption also. And of course, the next one is the extension efforts. This is also very important. Promotion of millet is also very important. Nowadays, we are actually giving more importance for growing millets as well as the consumption side. The next percent contribution I wanted to tell. So Kodo, Little and Barnyard, so we are the leaders to the world. 100% contribution from our India only. And finger millet 53%. The next is actually Africa is there. In Asia, we are the leaders. So from the 45% from for pearl millet, just 7% sorghum, foxtail 2% and proso millet. So we are the leaders in the production of Kodo, Little, Barnyard, and then the finger millet. Next finger millet is pearl millet. So proportion area, this is already told. So the proportion, highest proportion is actually the pearl millet. Then comes the third one is actually finger millet. So sorghum is the next one. This is just a proportion. So next, millet cultivation diversity map of India. This is for the information. Quickly, I just go through. So Karnataka is leading place for both Jawar as well as Ragi. And you can see in many places Ragi is there and Jawar is also there. So northeastern states, almost all the small millets are there, but area a little bit area is less. But when you take the total area of small millets concerned, so this is just 26,000 hectares only. This is very, very less in Karnataka. So this is millets are farmer and environment friendly crops. Why actually? So this is rice is the most energy intensive crop. So while millets are not the most, and they are least only because. So this is actually greenhouse gas emission is very less in millets. This is one advantage for the millets growing people. So now actually I would like to, because Karnataka is leaders on the finger millet and ragi. So this complete this slide actually shows how ragi research in Karnataka began and why actually we are leaders in the research and development of finger millet exclusively in Karnataka. So way back to 1918. So there was Department of Agriculture then director Leslie Coleman. He was the first person actually established a research station in VC Forum, Mandya of Karnataka. So near to Mysore, he was the first person. Though there was actually during 1918, there was a first variety released. It was Hebbal 22H22. So why actually? So from the Director of Agriculture established in VC Forum Mandya, so they have collected many local cultivars growing in near to Chamarajanagar, Mysore, and some places in Bangalore. They have collected the varieties, local cultivars from the farming community, and evaluated and selected some very important variety. Lines, and they have purified and released. So then actually they have released the first variety on testing in the farmers field. It was Hebbal 22. And then, so after that actually we have released many varieties, and the local cultivars, they used to give only 1.5 quintal to 2 or 2.5 quintal per acre. But after the invention, after the release of these improved cultivars to the farming community, able to give more than 5 quintal per acre, more than 5 quintal. So it was the first era, phase 1, 1913 to 1951. Then actually indigenous crosses were made. They developed how actually they contact, crossing methods. I just would like to tell these millets are highly self-pollinated in nature. The crossing, and you can see the flowers are very tiny, and it is very difficult to emasculate or involve in the hybridization program. Definitely it is very difficult. During that period, I just would like to tell or mention the name of late Lakshmanaya. So he was the first person. He was actually working in VC Forum Mandya. He was just a botanist, and he developed a method called contact method. By using this contact method, so he made many crosses by involving local cultivars or local varieties of finger millet, and they developed many varieties by using this contact method. So the first time the hybridization technique was established by Lakshmanaya, and then afterwards actually he developed this method and made crosses, and these varieties Aruna during 1956, and after that Purna, Udaya, Annapurna, Kaveri, many varieties developed through hybridization technique were released by using indigenous crossing technology. So we have to give importance to this, the great soul. So he only developed it. His contribution was more just because of invention of the contact method of hybridization. After that, next phase is 1964 to 86. He was the man. He actually he brought some varieties from Africa. They were all high yielding, of course, climate resilient and temperature tolerant. So these material actually procured from Africa were used for hybridization in ragi, and he used the contact method by involving both African cultivars as well as the local cultivars. He was the first man to develop the INDAF series, Indian and African series of varieties. So by the invention of that, actually he developed and released INDAF series of varieties 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 6, and 10 also. So now for the winter season, actually we recommend INDAF 7 and INDAF 9 for especially this season. So, and the next phase is actually 86 to 6. Now actually during this phase, we have given priority for the improvement, yield improvement only. We wanted actually to enhance the productivity, but not the quality traits. Later actually, so some important characters like fodder, lodging resistance, so many more characters, pest and disease resistance, these characters wanted to include for the local cultivars, and they made many crosses. Again released first variety MR1 was released. It is known for both fodder as well as the grain yield. INDAF 15 was released. MR2, now actually we are leaders in producing. MR6 is the best variety for fodder as well as grain yield also. So GPU is actually germplasm unit released from US, Bangalore, that too in Bangalore only. And many more GPU series also released from Bangalore center also. So next, after that, yield improvement and quality, I mean, some characters like lodging, fodder, and disease and pest resistance. So after that phase 5, after 2006, we have given importance to the trait specific, means biofortification. Not only the yield, biofortification, improvement in zinc as well as iron as well as calcium. So these important traits, amino acid components, protein components, so many profiles. So we have given importance to the biofortification apart from the yield. So just because of that reason, we have released many varieties. GPU series 67, 67, 301 of Karnataka Mandya rice, Ragi, KMR 204, KMR 340, THFM means actually Dharwad finger millet released in 2018, KMR 630. In the last year also we have released one variety, KMR 316. It is high yielding, high fodder with improved quality of calcium, iron also. So this is about the finger millet development, research and development of finger millet, especially in Karnataka. Since we are leaders in finger millet, this information will be useful for you. So early efforts in crop improvement of small millets. So way back to 1954. So little millet, we released one variety procured from Coimbatore, CO1. Foxtail also, we released many varieties. So Kudo millet also, but in Karnataka, we have not released any varieties, but we procured and use it for the cultivation. Proso millet, so 1954 itself, we have released one variety of Coimbatore. And from US Bangalore, we have released two varieties recently. So Barnard, again in Karnataka, it is not there. We are actually working on that, and shortly we are going to release varieties in Barnard also. This is in brief about the number of varieties we have actually released for farming community national level. So as many as 143 varieties we have released in finger millet and germplasm acquisitions. This is very, very important. We have collections of about 4,500 germplasm acquisitions maintained at US Bangalore. We have cold storage unit and we are maintaining. So every time we rejuvenate and we evaluate, and wherever needed, so we distribute these material needed for the needy persons throughout India. Not only India, we also give material to foreign countries also. And in foxtail millet, so national level, we have released 40, Kodo millet 43. Total actually, the last brown top, we have released recently two varieties. So in brown top, so only two released varieties are there. One from US Bangalore, another from Hagari of US Raichur. So all over India, we have only two varieties. Not only India, so in world also. So these are the first varieties released in brown top variety, brown top millet. So Kodo millet, and we have many, no varieties in US Bangalore. Barnard also, no varieties. We are working on it, and this, of course, we may efforts in the last 3 decades. So 1957. So am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are very clearly audible. Please
Yeah, I
proceed.
got a message on the screen. That's why I asked.
No, sir. You are clearly audible. There is internet some instability is there, sir. But you are clearly audible.
From my side, no problem.
Okay, you please
Yeah,
proceed,
this
sir.
is, yeah, of course. Okay, thank you. So actually, after the establishment of All India Coordinated Research Project, we started working on almost all the millets. So now this is actually Project Coordinating Center. So we are actually able to produce many more varieties for the farming community. This is information. So recent efforts, 90s, since 1957. So now actually we are working on 14 centers on exclusively on small millets. Yeah. So of course, very important for enhancing the production and the productivity. Small millet based cropping system is also very important because they belong to the cereals, this grass family. So the exploitation of the nutrients in the soil is also made more. So therefore, some small millet based cropping system should be adapted to enrich the soil nutrients. So like growing the rotations like pulses as well as millets, like these rotations, mixed cropping, intercropping. So millet, pigeon pea and soybean, field bean, oil seeds, they are actually good, doing better for the farming community. So farmers are actually harvesting more by using this millet based cropping systems. They are all established one. So outcome of the crop improvement, I would like to tell, during the last 100 years, since 100 years, so we have released as many as more than 315 varieties for this farming community. So in the small millets, 86 varieties in 1986, 229 varieties since ASRP small millet started. And we have evolved with many systems. Hybridization is actually very, very tedious. So we have actually evolved with the system, GMS lines. So many maize sterility system we have developed. We are working on partial maize sterility for development of hybrids, even in finger millet. So these are the informations we are working on the production of many, many recombinants by the hybridization techniques. So this is again the number of varieties we have released from US Bangalore, finger millet from the US Bangalore itself. So in finger millet, we have released 36 varieties, proso millets, 5 varieties, little millet, 2 varieties, kodo, but it is national released, but not to the for Karnataka. So foxtail 1 and brown top, 1 variety from US Bangalore, another from Hagari of US Raichur, total 2 from Karnataka. So many more technologies for enhancing the production. The crop production itself, we have given 5 important technology developed by VC for Mandya. Crop protection for the control of insect pests, 10 technologies we have. So organic nutrient management is also very, very important. Nowadays, it is catching up for, especially for millets. 6 technologies are available to the farming community. So total of 21 technologies we have actually given to the farming community. So this is again since 1998 to till date. So how many varieties and all this is listed for small millets. So this is for finger millet. Recently we have released 316. It is actually catching up very, very well. So one farmer near to Nagara harvested more than 18 quintal per acre. This came 316. Fodder quality, fodder yield is also very, very good for 316 KMR. Recently, another variety we have released from US Bangalore, that is GPU ML322 for zone 5. The farmers of Bangalore, near to Bangalore, Ramanagara, Chintamani, Kolar, KGF for the farmers. So next, this is the small millets. So this is actually the list and already told about that. Brown top, the name of the variety is GPU BT2. So brown top, germplasm unit BT. And foxtail, we have released GPUF Foxtail 3. So and GPUL Little Millet from US Bangalore. 32 GPUP Proso Millet 32. So in the last year we have released. This year we have released. So recently released varieties, just for the sake of information to the growers of millets. So these varieties, Proso Millet, Proso Millet GPUP 28, we have released for the state. So this is of course very high yielding. Duration is very short, so it matures and we will harvest within 85 days. Special features are this is moderately resistant to leaf blight, no disease, and resistant to brown top disease. These two diseases sometimes appear, but for these two diseases, this variety is resistant. And the next variety we have released for the state. So little millet Same, this is Same, and this is also high yielding. And this variety also moderately resistant and leaf blight as well as brown spot disease. It is actually resistant, showing resistant reaction. And note that, so this is these two varieties and another variety just in the second slide. Central release already happened. Gazette notification, just have a look. And these varieties are actually entered the seed chain. The seeds of these varieties are entered the seed chain based on the indent. We are already started producing the seeds. The seeds of this will be available. So this year also we have supplied these seeds to the needy farmers, and next year these varieties will be available, and Department of Agriculture will also definitely supply to the farming community, those who want, and they can also ask the university for the seeds. So this is actually another variety notified. This is Foxtail variety, Fox GPUF3 released and notified. So Gazette notifications already are done. So yield level is very, very good, and this is very specific variety for the fodder yield. So very tasty and milching. The yield will also enhanced by consuming this GPUF3 Foxtail variety by the cattle. Cattle actually like this variety. This fodder quality is also very good. We have actually tested this. This is short duration and little bit dwarf, but non-lodging, and more number of tillers. Because of the tillers and more number of tillers, we get more yield and the fodder also. So last year we have released the first variety, as I told, brown top GPUBT2 for the state level. It's not notified. So this year this is going to notify, but the availability of seeds is there, and some important farmers already grown, and they have kept the large quantity of seeds with them, and as well as the University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore also. This is also very short duration and resistance reaction we have seen for the light blight disease. It's the first variety from US Bangalore. It's a new variety that is on top, and it is catching up. Varieties released last year. So on this little millet variety we have released, not notified, but yet to notify. Maybe in this year only. We may get notified of only after Central Variety Release Committee recommendations. So this is actually little millet GPUL 11 after release of GPUL 6. So very important features: high yielding, 15 to 20 quintal in some areas we have seen. Maturity, medium duration as compared to the previous one. So salient features are intermediate compact panicle with arcade shape, because the bird problem is there. So for this particular variety, because of the compact panicle and arced shaped inflorescence, bird damage is very less as compared to the previous ones. And this variety is resistance to the grain spot and leaf blight. This is important character. And iron profile and protein is comparatively more in this variety. I told this is biofortified, we designate, and good profile of iron is also seen here. The next is actually Proso millet, another variety we have released from US Bangalore. This is also medium duration with And the same features are also seen with the proso millet. Bird damage, we have considered the bird damage. So when actually the very less number of farmers are taken this crop, means actually bird damage will be more, because when more area is under this crop, bird damage will be less. So to avoid that, actually we have selected this kind of intermediate compact inflorescence diffuse shape. So bird damage, the bird will not find suitable place for sitting on the inflorescence. It falls. So then that's the reason bird damage is very less. So why actually 2023 actually designated as International Year of Millets. So and they have made a 2030 agenda. So for this International Year of Millets. So this SDGs. So to tell about zero hunger, good health, well-being, so and responsible consumption and production, climate action, to answer these SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. So they have included these millets in the agenda. So this is very important, and that's we are actually celebrating International Year of Millets in 2000 this year 2023. So why nutritional based food system? This is also important one, because actually I told many things on the breeding, and also we have released many varieties. So nutri-cereals, they are rich in nutritional profile, so they are good for the planet. So greenhouse gas emission is very less as compared to wheat and rice, other crops. So here it's very less. They're all planet friendly. So why actually farmers grow this crop? So grow with the minimal fertilizer. We apply now actually we recommended application of fertilizer, and the pesticide usage is also very less, because less number of pests as well as the diseases. So survive with less water. Water utilization is also very less. Multiple uses for food, feed, fodder. So also biofuels, breathing and eaten in many forms, and so it's all healthy food. So based on these important characteristic feature, so these millets are used in the global community to answer the SDG 2, 3, 12, and 13. This is information. So they have made 7 sutras, just information for the house. So production and productivity. So production and productivity mentioned now. Why actually the area decline? So for the improvement or the increase in the area, I don't think there is a scope. So area, I don't think there is a scope. Since therefore we have to give emphasis on the production productivity. So how actually production productivity will be enhanced by the way of improved cultivars or varieties or the hybrids. So in the way actually, once we increase the production ability or the productivity, definitely we can increase the production, but not, I don't think, the area. So we have to sustain with production and productivity only. Nutrition and health benefits and value addition processing receipt. So not only yield and production, but for the farmers benefit point of view. So value addition is another, processing, receipt development, and branding also. That's also very important. So creation of awareness is another way of promotion of the millets. So international outreach of millet is also catching up very well. Policy intervention. So actually for ragi, we have actually MSP, but not the small millets. So if at all we get MSP for the small millet also, definitely farmers will be lot benefited. So anticipated outcome to be realized, this is information. My point of the answer is quality seed available to increase the productivity. Our actually aim, not only the varieties, but to the certain point or the important point, production and supply of the quality seeds. We have to make available these quality seeds of improved cultivars for the enhancement of the productivity. So increased demand and availability, acceptance in diets is also important. And other things I'm not going to tell. So mainstreaming of millets as a nutrition component. So many things are there. So we have to give importance to that. So then only the promotion of millet activities will be enhanced, not only the supply of the quality seeds of the varieties. So strategies for the first only I am actually covering enhancement of production and productivity. The very important thing is just my point of view, implementation of NFSM, National Food Security Mission Program. So in almost all the millet growing areas, if it is implemented, so then only, so the seeds will be made available to the farming community. So the very important thing is actually the seeds of the quality seeds of the varieties and the inputs we have to make available to the doorstep of the millet growers or the farmers. So then, so we can actually promote the millet farmers. So production of breeder seed of the improved high yielding varieties of millets. This is very, very important. We have to make available the seed hubs and state agriculture university also. This is actually the role of seed hubs implementation are making, and the state agriculture universities, so that we are doing that. We have actually brought many varieties, and production of breeder seed is also going in a right direction. Supply of the seed of improved varieties, including biofortified varieties. This is yet another area of production of the varieties, seeds of the biofortified varieties, not only the yield, in coupling with the yield and also biofortification. So I already told, so these seeds and the inputs should be made available to the doorsteps by the way of involvement of the seed agency as well as state department of agriculture. So next is issues in crop improvement, coming to the breeding of millets. Higher management response. This is very higher management system response, because management response is the maintenance of large number of germplasm acquisitions, evaluation, and coming out with very good line or the breeding material for the again future breeding prospects. This is important one. We have to maintain. This is responsibility not only the universities and other agencies also. So tolerant variety for biotic abiotic stresses. So to reduce the application of pesticides, this is very important. So once we bred a variety which is showing resistance or tolerant reaction to both abiotic as well as biotic stresses, we can reduce the application of chemicals. So complex agroecology need to be strategic research. So this we are actually taking care of doing varieties to address these problems. Niche specific agro production technologies, because some areas, so this is actually depending on the soil types or some environment. So in Andhra Pradesh, in Tirupati region, actually the varieties, once we breed variety and evaluated in the high temperature areas, those varieties, once they actually thrive well in those places, definitely they do better in other places. So in Bangalore, actually the temperature is very less, not it is more. The varieties, if you breed here, no, they will not sustain better in other areas. So we have, our aim is to produce the varieties, breed a variety which should be temperature tolerant or environmental fluctuation. It should give importance or tolerant to the environment fluctuations. Of course, we designate these millets as climate resilient, of course, but many problems are also there. We have to address these problems even in millets also. Pool of superior varieties needed, that we actually mentioned. Again, we are working on this. Varieties suitable for mechanization. This is headache for the farmers. So ragi, no problem. Harvesting machines are there, but not for the small millets. Small millets area is also very less. And now the University of Agriculture Sciences, Bangalore, with the help of so many agencies, they are actually doing supply of these small machines for the marginal and farmers. So because for the small holding farmers, we want to give small inputs or small machines for many agricultural operations. We are actually working on that. So varieties is special technological properties, biofortification, so many things are there. So next, basic research, greater thrust on supportive basic research, because the hybridization technique was actually the main task we actually achieved. But hybridization technique, again, it is a problem. For that, actually, we are working on male sterility systems. So in Ragi, we already done it. We have a partial male sterility system. The work is going on. Many students are also working. So near future, definitely we give hybrid varieties, hybrids, even in millets also. Summing up, food security to be viewed from regional angle for widening the food basket. This is one important. Small millets provide wide options for rain-fed farming because they are all climate resilient. Barring a few, small millets are not poor yielders. So they are not poor yielders. Our aim is to exploit highest genetic potential of these small millets. The work is going on. In the earlier days, so there was only 1.5 to 2 quintal per acre. Now our varieties are giving more than 8 quintals in small millet also. So actually in finger millet alone, the yield levels of finger millet is almost equivalent to rice. That much achievement we have made, but yet to do for the small millets. Genetic potential for moderate to high productivity exists. So this is we are taking care. Management and enhancing the demand is the key that I already told. Nutritional for superior grains, they are very, very important. So Ragi is known for calcium. 344 milligram per 100 gram is available only in Ragi. So bioavailability of this calcium is also good in Ragi and known for iron. So many nutritional profiles. Protein is also good. Of course, protein is also available with pulses, but here the protein profile, amino acid profile of the protein in the small millet is very, very unique. So here actually methionine is more, lysine is more. So these are all very essential amino acid profiles. So nutraceutically it is very important. So glycemic index we have estimated, so less only for the sugar patients. So many more heart problems, diseases, they take regular consumption of millets. They reduce many problems. Production consumption systems at farm level need better understanding. Profitability of millet-based cropping system is critical point. Millets are for our heritage crops. So what needs to be done? This is actually for the farming community, polyculture promotion along with the monoculture. So we have to grow rice or millets, pulses, and many more. So polyculture is very, very important. So promotion of awareness about the biodiversity importance is important factor for the research based environment. Changes in the attitude of scientists, students, teachers towards the general public for the benefit of biodiversity aspects. So this is for the researchers. Government policies also need to be redesigned for practically effective biodiversity conservation. This is yet another important one. Subsidize farming systems, subsidies for farmers for the alternative crops and old crop cultivation is also important. Promotion of research relating evaluation of national germplasm of cultivated crops to maintain. So now actually universities, National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, ICRISAT, they are all taking care of all these things. Breeding for underutilized crop species. We have actually not designated these millets as underutilized. There are actually small millets only. Underutilized, they come in a different form. So future expansion and way forward also I just would like to tell. So of course genomics, high level research, genomics, nutritional profiling, backward integration are also very important for research purpose, to evolve high yielding varieties and many more things. So in vitro digestibility, bioavailability and glycemic index, these things should also be addressed. because 344 milligram of calcium per 100 gram is available with figure millet. So how much quantity of this total calcium is made available, and made available to the bloodstream is also important. So many varieties are there. We actually bred many more calcium rich varieties, many more zinc rich varieties, many more magnesium as well as zinc and iron rich varieties. So recently they have actually released many varieties designated as biofortification. So need to be analyzed. Glycemic index of each crop should be analyzed in a thorough sense. Validation and machinery, that I already told. Branding is important. Labeling, packaging also very important to attract the consumers. This is consumer point of view. So farmers cannot do all these things. We have to support bringing these informations. Export potential, identification of export clusters, millet export promotion forum, stakeholders are very, very important. Some policy for the millet exports. So this, I don't think it is so not needed for productivity enhancement in the small millet. Floral biology is very important. Recently, we have published important publication, research paper in Frontiers in Plant Science. Frontiers. So NOS rating is more than 12.6. So many viewers, they have utilized this paper. Recombination and mutation breeding, because sometimes the variability existing with the small millet is very, very less, and crossing is also difficult. So in these cases, actually, we go for mutation breeding. We create mutation and enhance the variability. This is also going on. Male sterility system. So we are establishing, and definitely we do it. So disease, blast, and heat tolerance. I told this is yet another important, very important aspect to be addressed for enhancing the production as well as the productivity. Nowadays, actually, shoot fly problem is there. Of course, we don't have variety which are tolerant to this shoot fly, but we have measures to do that. So improvement of field, this is already covered. This is the point, improvement of field potential in finger millet. This is going on. Development of genetic resources, gene discovery, allele mining, there are high-tech components. Improvement of nutritional quality, grain and fodder is going on. So we are working on biofortification. So many, lines they are already notified, identified and kept for the available, usage. Crop improvement, blast resistant, shoot fly.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. We have completed 45 minutes, sir. If you can quickly wind up, I'll take up.
Yeah, this is the last one.
Yeah,
interrupted now. This is the last one. Just go through. So my requirement, and I would like to tell you to the farming community, quality seeds availability. So vertical expansion is important. So for the production, vertical expansion, and all season cultivars, short duration, hybrids, there are requirement we are working on. Horizontal expansion, non-traditional states also, they have to use cultivating these crops. Health benefits, so incentivizing the cultivation, better agronomical practices for more production. So many more extension activities should be involved in the production aspects also. So that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful and informative presentation. I will take up the questions from the participants, sir. In the meantime, can you please stop sharing the screen, sir, so that we can see your full video?
Yeah. Stop sharing. Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I'll move to the questions now. How do climate change and changing agricultural practices affect millet breeding efforts?
So of course, I told you, we always tell millets are climate resilient. Yes, climate resilient. So slight change in climate, I don't think it will affect millet cultivation as well as production productivity also. But sometimes many crops, they are actually known for certain period. So because foxtail will not come up very well in certain places, but foxtail give more yield and wonderful crop when you raise in summer season. But provided the irrigations, many of these millets do better in summer. So, but climate, but they require minimal water requirement, minimal water. But once flooding is there, excessive moisture or excessive rainfall, sometimes we found the lodging as well as deterioration in grain filling also. They require very less water. So no much change in the growth attributes of millets when climate changes are more.
Okay, I'll move on to the next question, sir. What are some successful millet breeding programs and their impacts on agricultural productivity and food security?
Definitely. So we have given importance only to the finger millet, that I told. So since many years, so especially in Karnataka, so ragi cultivation was more, not the millets. So I told only 26,000 hectares area is there for the small millet, not other millets, small millets only. So here actually earlier in finger millet, we have advanced technologies, advanced breeding efforts for varieties which give more yield, but not in small millets. So there were only local cultivars which used to give, which farmers used to cultivate. So now the yield levels of ragi was brought to higher level from just 2 to 3 quintal per acre to the level of 18 to 22 quintal per acre only in case of finger millet. That too advancement of the contact method of hybridization, and we have evolved many varieties. So not only high yielding varieties, we have released the varieties, we have bred and released the varieties specific to different places. For example, MR1, MR6. The farmers many times ask, they want not only the grain yield, also the fodder yield. Fodder is very important for them. So then we recommend MR6. And the farmers are happily growing. So sometimes actually many times they want actually short duration varieties. And we have given many short duration varieties. So each month we have recommendations. For sometimes actually for this season, September onwards, August to September, and actually we are coming towards the winter season. Farmers require tolerance to the cold environment. We recommended and we have released end of 7, end of 9, like this. We have many varieties, and the involvement of breeding efforts, evolution of the breeding efforts. So through these breeding efforts, many varieties we have made, and the yield levels drastically increased for the farming community. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll move on to the next question, sir. Are there any emerging technologies or techniques such as genomics or market-assisted breeding being used in millet breeding?
We cannot say market assisted, it's not market actually. Marker assisted.
Marker assisted, sorry.
Marker assisted. So we have sophisticated laboratories, and we have, so I just would like to tell you ML365, a ragi variety. It was a variety based on marker assisted selection only. And for the selection, we have advanced technologies. So in the laboratory condition itself, we select or we identify particular plants in the culture system, and those things will be brought to the field conditions. The selection actually was made easier by the invention of these technologies. Our students were all doing in the laboratory condition. We have we have actually sequenced the ragi genome, finger millet genome, and little millet genome. Now we are working on almost all the millets. So sequencing is also done. So by the way of doing the sequencing, definitely we identify the gene sequence responsible for any trait. Maybe fodder quality, maybe protein, maybe disease resistance, pest resistance, or quality also. So this is being done. So, and by the involvement of these high techs, this ML365 was developed and used, and only for the selection purpose only. But we have not actually gone for the gene insertions and other aspects also. We are using these techniques.
Okay. Sir, one of our members is asking, what are the parameters for organic millets?
Parameters means what actually? Parameters actually.
He's telling we will buy millets. Sir, he's telling
actually,
we will.
of course.
Sir,
of course,
I'll fully read
points,
it out. He's telling we will buy millets from farmers when they will listen and our process grow. Not only market price, more price will give to the farmers, will be given to the farmers, I think so.
Yeah, of course, certain parameters are there for the millets. We have actually organic farming, different section is there, and many people are working on organic section. So one thing, so millets are, of course, we use many words, climate resilient, so many things. So we apply, they're actually tolerant to disease and so pests, and we apply very less quantity of fertilizers. So now actually we have recommended use of potassium. We apply very less fertilizers. I don't think no chemicals. We apply very less. Hardly we use. So almost equivalent to organic products only. But parameters are there. And we have a committee and university will do a lot many things on organic. I am not a better person for this.
Okay. I'll move on to the next question, sir. What can
I have another meeting at 4 o'clock?
Yes, sir. I will wind up with this one question, sir. Okay. How can smallholder farmers benefit from improved millet varieties, and what are the challenges in getting these varieties to them?
Yeah, of course, a farmer is having 1 or 2 acres of land. Okay, definitely he can use our with minimum, irrigation facility. If at all he is having means, definitely our varieties will do better for them. Definitely he will get more yield, increased yield. Another thing, not only the production of the seed or the grains. So another thing is actually he should be trained for value addition also. Some products, many companies are, many companies are doing that, and he should be collaborated with the companies, like I don't want to mention here. So he should be collaborated. He supply the material to him, to the companies, and he should involve in the production as well as value addition and marketing also. Many more things are there. In that way, for the small holders should be active enough to involve in not only the production aspect and other aspects concerned to the millets value addition and branding, marketing, and so many things. So you can get more from the millets. Thank you. Thank you very much. Audible? Something happened? What? Millet meeting host is muted, I think.